All right, Coach. 16-13 loss to Virginia State today. Talk about just overall your feelings on this game. A tough loss, but we had at the end we were driving with a chance to tie or win the game. Talk about what you take away from a game like this.
You can take away a lot of positives and negatives from this game. Unfortunately, the positives is that the team fought and competed, and we were in the game the whole way through. The negative is that we had a lot of self-inflicted penalties and mishaps that we need to improve. I believe that we had 7 offensive penalties in the first half. And, you can't give yourself a chance offensively if you're going to have penalties making you go the opposite way. And we just have to execute. I feel that we have, we have some young talent, but the problem with young talent is they're young. And, but the good thing is they're talented. So we just have to get them to learn how to execute. A lot of these guys come from different systems where they're learning a new scheme, learning new calls, shifts in motion. So that's something that we just have to pick up on. But when we're on, we're on. And when we're on, we're a difficult team to beat or to even play with. And we have a very talented team, and we just have to get it right. So when we get it right, and we have this week to prepare for Stillman, which conference play, we're going to be a hard team to compete with.
Yeah. Talk about that. The first half, the offense really kind of stalled out a couple times. Like you said, the penalties got to them. What kind of adjustments the second half really picked up? We scored all our points in the second half. What were the adjustments that were made at halftime that allowed us to kind of break free? Long 60-yard run from Justin, capped off by the rushing touchdown from Jock. And then we got the passing touchdown from Robinson to Patton. Talk about what you guys were able to do at halftime that helped us be successful in the second half.
Well, we just executed. it wasn't that we called different plays. It wasn't that we did anything extremely different. We just executed. Guys were picking up blocks. The runners were trying to hit outside a lot the first half instead of sticking in. And the way their defense is geared is that they have most of their outside backers sitting outside waiting for you. So you have to attack them in between the tackles, and we weren't doing that the first half. The second half, we're right in between the guards, and we were able to capitalize. Also, just the penalties. We didn't have nearly the amount of penalties that we did in the second half. And, like I told the guys, we're good enough that if we improve on our mistakes, that we could be a great team. But we're not good enough to just show up and expect to be great. And, that says a lot and describes our team perfectly, because when we do what we need to do and we focus and make all the right plays and execute, we're going to be a tough team to beat. But when we don't execute and we make penalties and cause problems for ourselves, we turn to a very mediocre or below average team. And so any team will do that. Any team, that can happen to any team. So we need to improve on those mistakes, and we can be very dangerous in our conference.
Okay, yeah. Like you said, conference play starts next week. Just briefly talk about maybe the confidence level that you see from your guys, maybe talking with them in the locker room after this loss tonight. Talk about the confidence level that you see or you feel around the team headed into conference play against Stillman next week.
I feel last year, and I don't like to reference back to last year. I think last year it was a little bit of fool's gold last preseason, where we had 2 victories real quick against Central State, which is our conference, but we had a game against Central State and we had a game against Kentucky Wesleyan. And we went to Virginia State on a high and just got blown out the gym, blown out the stadium. And, this year we've grinded and we've had some experiences that we can reach down into. Now, we have a heck of a schedule in our conference because our conference level is stepped up, but we played against talented teams that we know we can play with. It wasn't like they blew us out 40-6, or it wasn't like, John C. blew us 46. It was 13-6, it was 16-13, with the opportunity to win in the end both times. So if we can just get a few more plays, we're 3-0. And we have a very talented team. We have a very good team. And just on the verge of it just snapping and getting into it. And so, we're going to do everything in our power to get this team ready for Stillman so we can get on a good streak and really, make some noise in conference play.
All right. Thanks, Coach.